Te korimako o Taranaki.
A tēnā koutou katoa e tai mai nei ki tēnei ore. Anō reira tēnei te mii atu ki a koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. E tikara ka mii atu ki te maunga tito ea a Taranaki. Me kira ko te ēnui. Anō rā ki toko maru waka. Ti Atiawa Iwi ngāti te iti te apu. Ana ngāti tūpari kino. Me ona kōrero. Me kira o ka utaiaro ki te pātū wata wata a pari āmore. Nā ko tōna kōtiro, ko uru kīna ki tērā. Ko tērā no, ko ngā rangatira, o pō takataniwha e tai mai nei ki konei e tikara ka mii atu ki ware papa. Ki pari āmore, poke wārangi, ana ko poke tarata, tēnei ka mii, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. E tika ana katai anō ka uriki ki o koutou nei mate. Ko ngā mate o te wā, e tika ana aire atu rā. Ko koutou rā, ko ngā mate e kawea mai e mātou i tēnei rā, tēnei te mii atu, tēnā koutou, ko ngā mate, tākoto, tākoto, tākoto. Ko rātou, ko ngā mate, ko tātou te hongora, kia tātou, tēnei te mii atu kia koutou, e kui mā, e koro mā, ko tēnei, ko te wā, tēnei o kā Uruora, e tai mai ana e koutou ki te rangona, ki ēnei ko te huara i pai me ki o mātou nei ko ngā mokopona, o mātou nei ko ngā uri o te Atiawa o Taranaki e tai mai nei i tēnei wā, tēnei te mii atu, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ka tika rāna, ka tai anō, ka huri ki tēnei, hei waiata mā tātou, te tūwera tia nei i tō tātou nei ui, ka tai anō, ka karakia, anō reira e tika ana, a rauranga tira mā, e kui mā, e koro mā tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
E ngā iwi o te motu nei, e aukura
tēnei, e te tia nei, e te Atiawa, i te iti tera i te katoa. E ngā iwi o te motu nei, no o iara te whenua nei, mana ki tiara ngā iwi, i te iti tera i te katoa. Kua tu a te iti, no rungai ana mai pai, no rungai ana mai tika, i tōna ngā kaupai. Nō reira, ko te karakia nei, ko te karakia o kā Uruora ngā tangata, kā Uruora ngā wānanga, e Uruora ki te aiau, ki te ao mārama, tūturu waka maua kia tīna, aumi e ui e, tēnā koutou, ka hoatua nai nei ki te whanaunga nei, a Ward, haramai koe, Ngāti Rāiri. About 200 years ago, Ngāti Mutunga left. About 1819, I think we did, and I got off the plane this morning and was reminded why we left. You fellas, weather sucks here at the moment. I got off the plane, and the rain was just coming sideways at me like that. But what I don't understand is that we left, what did I say, 200 years ago, head down to Wellington, decide that's no good, bit too cold down there, head across to the Chatham Islands where the trees are bent over like this. We say, yep, this will do us, this is home. You got to wonder about our whānau, eh? And now I'm also a wee bit disturbed about the introduction I got. Damon said to me that
before the hui started, he'd start the night with a joke, and then he introduced me. You know, I'm trying to work out what is it you're trying to say here, bro. Look, I'm actually a bit nervous about this. It's not too often that a Kamu gets to come back here. We've been a wee time away. There's a few of us floated back, but it's been a wee while. And I said to my wife as I was coming in, or just as I was leaving this morning, I said to her, a bit nervous about doing this in front of the whānau. And she said, you know, whatever you do, my husband, don't try and be too charming, don't try and be too witty, don't try and be too humorous. She said, just be yourself. She's hard, that woman. She's blooming hard. Tell you. Hey, look, let's get a bit of the housekeeping out of the way before we get our night rolling, okay? If you fellas want to have, I've said this to you before, you want to have a bit of a smoke, head off down to the local urupa. You'll shorten the distance for us to carry to your grave, all right? It'll work really in our favour. You know, the wharepakus are all self-explanatory, out the door, down the stairs, and you'll find them just to your right at the bottom of the stairs. Look, in the event of an emergency, follow me. Okay, I'll lead you fellas out. Okay. Hey, we need to get moving. Look, me he manu ka rere mai marunga ta humuana o ta hā o ta whiri mā te ka tai koutou. Ka tuku mihi ki te mana whenua o ta rohe nei. O Taranaki tēnā koutou katoa I tēnei wā. Ka kawea, te mihi aroha, te mihi nui mai I ware kauri, kia koutou nei nā tangata whenua, nā tangata tūturu, te kāinga tūturu o ngā te mutunga, o ngā iwi katoa, e noho ana ki kōnei. Nō reira koutou katoa, nau mai haramai, ki te wā whakatū whera, o te pūtea ka Uruora. Look, I want to set a scene for us tonight, putting the jokes to one side. We're told that the Māori economy is worth $50 billion, and it's a rather hefty sounding number. But there's a more important number that we need to be mindful of. It's said that iwi make up something like $9 billion of that $50 billion. $9 billion. And we've done that barely in the space of 20 years. Of that $9 billion, 8 iwi make up something like $5.5 billion of that amount, with the remaining 67 settled iwi making up the remaining $4 billion. Now let's have a think about our demographics. What's this country doing? Well, they say our future is brown. They say that our future is Māori and Pasifika. If we look at our Māori population rate, our women are still putting out the babies at 2.5 per person. Our Pākehā ones are putting them out at 1.9. Our demographics changing. I can see the arms going up like that. You obviously never worked for iwi. I wanted to go the other way around, but there we go. I used to work for iwi, so I know. Look, the Māori birth rate, we've talked about, our population is estimated to be 712,000 at the moment, and by 2038 they say 1.1 million of us will be Māori. Our population is still young. Now let's start to think about our economic health. Our education stats, and look, we've heard this stuff, right? But I think it's important that we remind ourselves of some of the things that aren't quite going the way that we want them to. Our education stats say that we're barely 2/3 of our kids are getting a level 2 education. They say that less than half of us own our homes. I think it's something like 37 to 40% of us own our homes. Basil, you'd probably be able to give me a better number than that. I must be getting close in here. Half the prison population is Māori. We still drink and smoke to excess. And importantly, whānau, we live paycheck to paycheck. Now, I said to you, I don't want to labour these negative statistics because, frankly, it's a small portion of our number, but we know it impacts, and we know that these are our cousins, our brothers and sisters, our whānau, that are affected by this. So I mentioned before that iwi make up, what, $9.9 billion of the total Māori wealth at the moment. Let's have a look at Te Atiawa and Taranaki Iwi. $87 million to Te Atiawa, $70 million settlement to Taranaki Iwi. Now, frankly, all we've done is cleared the land, taken the bush off with that sort of settlement. We've got to build a long-term base off the back of that settlement. It sounds like a lot of money. But once we start putting it into the right places, making sure that it's protected, making sure that it's growing for us, not a huge amount is left over at the end of the day. But for so many of our whānau, we look at that sort of money, we look at the good work that's being done around our asset management, and we do start asking the question, as has happened with my Ngaitahu side, has happened with my Ngāti Mutunga o Warakauri side. What does this mean for us as a whānau? What is it that the brownocracy makes good wages but our folks get nothing? When will the benefit of these settlements make their way into our Māori households? And come on, whānau, we've all been guilty of saying these things as well. And when's it our turn? We often talk about our mokopuna, but frankly, we're also looking and saying, well, at some point, there has to be something that comes back that enables our economic success. Well, whānau, listen in, because we've got a good news story. Tonight, we've got 3 speakers that are going to tell you exactly how these pūteas are going to start returning to you. And I want to open by bringing on our next speaker to elaborate for you. Now, Jamie Tuta needs no introduction, but he insisted on one, so I'll make sure that we do give it to you. Now, you all know what our Jamie's good at. He's a real chief. He's a real diplomat. He's the sort of guy that can tell you to go to hell in such a way that you look forward to the journey. You'll even ask him directions to hell as well. The fella is smart, he's urbane, he's ruggedly handsome, he's witty, clever, shrewd, convivial. I'm going to leave the rest of it to you. I should have written it down a bit more carefully. Look, whānau, I asked Jamie the question earlier on, what do you do for fun? He looked at me a couple minutes and goes, well, I watch Shortland Street with my kids. And I was like, yeah, fun times at the Tuta household, eh? It actually sounds like, to be honest, it sounds like the Kamo household as well. Whānau, chair of the Uruora amongst the many hats that Jamie wears, our whanaunga, our rangatira, Jamie Tuta.
Tēnā rā tātou. Damon, tēnei te mihi ki a koe, o tino ki a Ngāti Te Witi, kia te Atiawa, Taranaki, tātou koe ui nei I tēnei pō, tēnei te mihi ki a tātou. So the reason we invited Ward along this evening is to remind him that he is Ngāti Rāhere, and that there are some characteristics and some learnings that he could get from our Te Atiawa and our Taranaki Iwi kin. But it's a real pleasure for me to be here tonight and to be involved with this particular kaupapa. And I want to start by reminding us that our forebears, our tupuna, they would pursue knowledge and understanding. And this pursuit of knowledge and understanding is a characteristic that has underpinned the experience of generations of Taranaki Uri over many years. Our pursuit of well-being. Quite simple, kia puta I te mate ki te ora. Kia puta I te mate ki te ora. To lift ourselves and to overcome challenges and adversity, many of which Ward has touched on earlier. So ka Uruora draws from this foundation and recognises that education in all its many forms is critical to tribal and whānau development and well-being. While te kotahitanga and te kāhui o Taranaki are tasked with protecting and growing the collective tribal assets, they also understand the need for mechanisms that would set foundations to empower individuals and whānau to determine their own futures. So tonight I salute Te Atiawa, I salute Taranaki Iwi and their leadership for their courage and foresight to develop and support this program of services for our uri. As we launch Ka Uruora, it is important to remind ourselves that in order to achieve optimal personal wealth, evidence suggests an individual needs to do more than merely passively save. Individuals need to do more than merely passively save. They need to create a sustained savings habit and have an adequate level of financial literacy. So this evening, whānau, we are talking about habits. Hence, financial knowledge and economic independence is at the core of Ka Uruora. Kia motuhake ai te tū, kia rangatira ai te tū o ngā whānau, kia puta ngā whānau ki te ora, mai te mate ki te ora. So, what is Ka Uruora? Ka Uruora provides a range of integrated services specifically designed for whānau, including financial education. This is to help whānau build financial capability and achieve greater financial security and independence. A wānau savings program with special features and benefits designed to support wānau achieve their financial goals such as education, housing and retirement. A wānau housing program developed to support wānau to enter home ownership through shared equity arrangements and a number of other benefits. So tonight we launch the first of our services, the Ka Uruora Whānau Saver, which has been designed by the iwi to support wānau members to manage their financial future. Ka Uruora provides 2 savings accounts, Kiwi Saver and Wānau Saver, each with features to help you in the room tonight achieve your financial goals. The Ka Uruora Whānau Saver is designed to build wealth and to enhance the well-being of current and future generations by providing a flexible savings vehicle for retirement, so you'll see there whānau at the age of 55, home ownership or tertiary and other educational pursuits. It is also a vehicle for receiving annual distributions from iwi entities. The program seeks to create a better future for Taranaki Uri and Atiawa Uri, Taranaki wānau and Atiawa wānau, through greater wealth and well-being, improving participation in tertiary education and levels of home ownership, along with having sufficient funds for retirement. These are all key goals of our Ka Uruora program and Saver scheme. Using Ka Uruora to invest in the future of our tamariki. Ka Uruora Whānau Saver is a powerful way to invest in the financial future of your tamariki. Accounts can be set up from birth and can be controlled by your wider whānau, including grandparents, and where's hone niwa, and your iwi, which over time can grow to create a financial nest egg for their education and housing. If you start early, it just takes a little every week to build meaningful savings for your tamariki's future. So how does it work? We have a tāne and a aroha in the room tonight, and they've set up a whānau saver account for their newborn tamaiti, Wiramu. To provide for Wiramu's future, tāne and aroha decide to invest $100 per year, $2 a week whānau, $2 a week. And they have decided to invest this $2 a week into Wiramu's whānau saver account. Wiramu's really fortunate because he has 4 grandparents still alive. And Wiramu's 4 grandparents also want to invest in their mokopuna's future. And I know a lot of the grandparents sitting in the room tonight are starting to count the number of mokopuna. I started counting too, I've got 6 kids. So, getting back to Wiramu and his 4 grandparents. So each of Wiramu's grandparents have decided to contribute $50 per year. And they can also invest directly into Wiramu's Wānau Saver account. Wiramu's iwi, and Wiramu's really lucky because he belongs to both Taranaki and Atiawa, also wants to invest and also contributes $100 per year. So as shown in the graph, if Wiramu's Wānau Saver account earns 5% per year net of fees, Wiramu will have almost $18,000 by the time he turns 21. And I say that's a great start to finance either Wiramu's education, his educational aspirations, or a contribution towards a deposit for Wiramu's first home. So whānau and friends, you're all here tonight because our call to action tonight is for you all to champion this particular kaupapa of Ka Uruora. For you all to champion the positive habits that we require if we truly want to move to a space mai te mate ki te ora. If we truly believe that we can be responsible for our own futures. And so before we formally launch, I'm going to invite our tuahine Liana, and Liana is going to address us this evening. Reira, tēnā rā tātou. I will be back.
Liana me tana piripāua. E oku paake aku wanaunga aku hoa tēnā koutou katoa, he honore nui tēnei pō, te kiti a koutou, me te timata i tō tātou nei kaupapa ka Uruora. Nā reira, tēnei taku mihi nui kia koutou, mai mātou o te Atiawa kia koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou. On behalf of Te Kotahitanga o Te Atiawa, it's a huge privilege and pleasure to be able to address you all as we launch our kaupapa of Ka Uruora, in conjunction with Te Kāhui o Taranaki also. And some of the remarks as we were mingling before, how nice it is to all be together for a positive kaupapa in a building we own. So if that's a sign for good things to come, then there's good things on the horizon for Ka Uruora. I wanted to start really by acknowledging some people and some partners, because a program like Ka Uruora doesn't get off the ground without collaboration of some key people. And so as you may know, Ka Uruora is made up of a number of components. The first component that we're launching this evening is our savings component, and then to follow that is our financial education component, and then also our housing scheme that we're looking to develop. So those three are kind of three big kaupapa that we've been working on developing, and from there we're looking at adding on other things, other benefits for our people as we move through this journey. So while we're here launching the savings component, there are the two other components, and we've got partners across all three. So I would like to start by acknowledging our partners for our financial education program. So Te Puni Kōkiri supported us certainly in the feasibility stage for the Ka Uruora program and understanding what we might be entering into. We've also got support from the Commission for Financial Capability in terms of delivering our financial education component of this, along with Te Puni Kōkiri, who are supporting with sorted kāinga order. So as you can see, we've got partners that kind of operate across a number of facets for us in Ka Uruora. In our housing program, we have the support of TSB Community Trust, who are a strategic partner of both iwi. We've both signed memorandums of understanding with the Community Trust. And I really want to acknowledge the Community Trust for courage, really, the courage that they've shown in looking at a broader impact investment kaupapa with us. And often that's not seen very often, I think, we know about intergenerational visioning and wanting certain things for our mokopuna and our mokopuna's mokopuna. And so it's awesome to have a partner like the TSB Community Trust come on board in terms of that long-term vision for that kaupapa. We're also partnering with TSB Bank for the financing component of home loans as we move into the housing scheme. So we've kept it local too, as much as we can, so that we can support each other in the things that we are doing. Te Tumu Kāinga, of which Jamie was former Māori trustee, Te Tumu Kāinga is supporting us in the housing scheme. They've got huge experience in delivering shared equity housings and other parts of the housing program, so we're really lucky to have them on board. Tuiora is also a strategic partner of both of the iwi that are involved, and Tuiora will be helping us navigate our way working with whānau. So as we go through this program, our whānau aren't coming into the program just to be left to their own devices, and so we're partnering with Tuiora to help us work with whānau as we go through the financial education program and also through the housing scheme program. And then that leaves us for our savings partner, which is Super Life, and so I really want to acknowledge Hugh and his team. I know there's a risk when you name people that you forget some people, but there have been two really key people who have helped us get this off the ground. So I do want to acknowledge Stephen Keaton and also Jim Jessup. who have put hours into helping us get this whole program off the ground. And so just to both of you, thank you very much for the support you've given us. Tēnā kōrua. I do want to talk a bit about Superlife because many people have asked us, why partner with them? There are heaps of other, savings institutions, financial institutions you could have partnered with. Why partner with them? And I think for us, in the end, it's been quite obvious that we're partnering with an organisation that has similar values to us. Values in that they really championed things that mattered for us. So I believe this is the first time we've had a public disclosure statement prepared in Te Reo Māori and English. And for a company to really promote that on behalf of its iwi partners is something that we are grateful for and will be grateful for a long time. And that wasn't an easy thing, because those of you that know the Financial Markets Authority, there are a whole heap of regulations that go with delivering financial products and the way that the things that you put in your public disclosure statement. And so that work resulted in having a separate exemption notice that actually says we're exempted from the current Financial Market Conduct Act. So we've got a special exemption to actually provide it in Te Reo Māori. So for an organisation to go that extra step and to really push this for us is really appreciated. So me i ana kia koutou katoa. I think too I've been reflecting on what actually differentiates our savings program from others. And some of the key things for me is the integration of our whānau saver kaupapa with Kiwi Saver. So there are some other iwi saver, whānau saver schemes, but they're not integrated with Kiwi Saver. So I think that's a really key difference for us, is that we've got the two saver programs operating side by side. The integration with the financial education and the housing component, that's also something that I haven't seen. There are savings programs, there are housing programs and financial education, but they're not all collected into one program and delivered in a coordinated way. So that's really exciting for us. And actually the multiple iwi participation in this. So while Taranaki and Atiawa are launching this and have developed this, it is open for our other iwi of Taranaki to join. And we've always made that open. So as well as a plug for signing up and registering on behalf of Te Atiawa and Taranaki, it's also a plug for our other iwi to get in behind and support it as well, because I think we can do some really great things together. I think finally, just a little bit about why we're doing this from a Te Atiawa perspective. And really it's about opening up opportunities for conversations among our whānau about financial well-being and financial health. We acknowledge that saving isn't always the in thing with some of our whānau, and for some of our whānau it has been considered not a possible thing either. And so we're trying to find ways where whānau can support each other into savings and I guess that habitual kind of active saving that we're all promoting. And I think about, who remembers school banking? Either you did it yourself or your parents sent you, they gave you your 20 cents and you filled in your post-bank book or whatever it was and you took it to school and they banked. And it was about embedding that culture of saving into our whānau. I had a kōrero with Hemi after a party on a Saturday night. All the kids are in behind the couches and under the seats of the car trying to find the 50 cents that would go in their school banking book on Monday. And so, we laugh about it, but actually it was something that we just did. It was, it was habitual. It wasn't anything to be fearful of or scared of. And so really that's what we're trying to look at, trying to make this just something that we naturally do as a part of our lives and a part of our whānau. And finally, I think I just want to end with, I reflected on why this is important for me. And I reflected on my dad. And I looked at Dad. Oh, you all know I'm a tagiweto, so I won't even apologise. But I looked at my dad, and Dad passed away when he was 66, not long after his 66th birthday, having never owned a home in his life. He'd never owned a home, and when he passed, he'd had 1 year of super. He'd had 1 year of the benefit of superannuation, and he didn't have savings. And I thought about it, and I don't think about it and reflect on it, to be sad, but it's a reminder that actually I can do better for my whānau, I can do better for me, and I can do better for my kids, and I can do better for my mokopuna, although that's a long way off. But I think that's really why we're doing this. We're doing this for our kids. And Dad's story is always going to be a reminder to me that I can do better and my kids can do better, and actually we can work as a whānau to do better together. So I leave you with that. It's extremely exciting to be at this point tonight, and I see Ward coming up as I close off. I thought I might have escaped his intro, but no doubt he'll have some comments after this that he'll just make up, whānau. So you can believe him if you want. But just thank you so much for being here to support us. This is just one part of our journey. This isn't what this isn't the only thing we'll be doing. It's one part of it, but so excited to be at this point, to be sharing in the journey with Taranaki Iwi, to be partnering with some incredible partners who are supporting us in so many ways. E kore e mutu ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. Tēnā koutou.
I said to Liana, as we're getting ready for tonight, I said, just make sure you keep it brief. And she promised me she'd be brief no matter how long it takes. Now, before I introduce the next speaker, and I'll carry on, there's a couple more things I want to say about Liana, but you might have noticed the deliberate mistake I made at the start of my introduction where I called the fund Uruora and not Uruora. Well, Hems pointed out that it may not have been so deliberate, it could have been an actual mistake, and we'll go with that. But I remember when I was reading this up and doing what you always have to do when you're going to do the MCing. And I looked at someone and thought, what the hell sharks got to do? Hey, wait a minute, loan sharks. Taranaki Iwi, loan sharks. Well, this is not good. So I come here tonight expecting to see instant finance rather than... So imagine my relief when Hem says to me, no, bro, it's Uruora, and that makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Anyhow, Liana. So I asked her, as you always do when you're emceeing these things, you want to find out something a bit interesting about these people, beside the fact that she had dreams of aspirations to be a tall black. The woman actually played, she was I kid you not, a representative, and I'll show you, she's a representative basketball player. And this was how much chance she had. Watch this. Ward, Liana. Did you notice she pulled it down? Don't worry, she'll get me after this. But look, but I asked her a question. I said to her, anything interesting happened lately? And she goes to me, actually, I was walking down the beach the other day, and there was this teapot thing in the sand there, in amongst the rocks, and I picked it up and I gave it a rub, and this genie pops out. She goes, yeah, I was blown away. Put me on my back, she says, and I stood up, and the genie goes, thank you, you've released me. I'm going to give you one wish. Liana goes, well, where's the other two wishes? And the genie goes, well, hey, man, we've got a bit of an economic headstorm coming up. I've got to save my wishes like you fellas have got to save your money, so it's one wish. What will it be? Well, Liana happened to have a map on her because she needed to make sure she get back home, pulls it open, big world map, says to the genie, looking around, there's a lot of conflict in the world at the moment. I'm really concerned about the world, and I want to see peace reign upon the world. And particularly, she points to the Middle East and says, there's been a lot of trouble between Israel and Palestine, and if you could bring peace to that, I'd be really, really happy. That's my one wish. And Jeannie looks at him and goes, "Oh my goodness, girl, you got to be kidding." He was a Māori one, this Jeannie. He says, "Sis, you got to be kidding. There's so much conflict. This is 3,000 years of conflict that's been going on between those Semitic people over there, and you expect me to fix it with one wish? I haven't got a prayer, you're going to have to wish again." So Liana says, "All right, can you make my next Atiawa board meeting a nice smooth one?" Jeannie says, "Show me that map again, all right?" I know our next speaker. Actually, before I get to our next speaker, there's just another point. Yes, I have found out I'm Ngāti Rā Iri tonight. There's an absolute I come off Roira Takati, and I found out that the old lady's actually from there, and it's been an absolute relief, because I told you 200 years ago we left this place because of the rain. Well, there's another reason we left. Because I was looking around the room tonight, and I saw Raymond over the back there, Ngāti Mutunga. Saw Hems over the back there, Ngāti Mutunga. I saw myself standing here, Ngāti Mutunga. I saw Jamie coming up, Ngāti Mutunga, and I realised all the bloody workers are Ngāti Mutunga, why the lords of the men of Te Atiawa and Taranaki are sitting down while we do all the work. Well, that's what was going on 200 years ago. Every time there was a bloody garden to be dug, it was Ngāti Mutunga, you need to come down and do our garden for us. Well, I don't have to anymore. I'm one of you fellas, eh? So I'm packing up. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't have to. I'm Ngāti Rā Iri whānau. Hey, our next speaker is Leanne Oro, and again, leads little introduction, but actually one of the nice things that I heard said about her, and I'm not going to crack a joke this time, this is actually for real, she's a pāgiu. There's a woman that's done it from the bottom up to get to where she is. She's a coastie as well, I was told. Importantly, and here's something interesting, she's also a softball rep, played for Hutt Valley. Now, I had a wee bit to do with softball down in Canterbury, and we always fancied ourselves down there, but our biggest bloody hindrance was always the Hutt Valley, and so it's a real pleasure to meet Leanne for the first time for myself tonight. She played shortstop. Oh, no. Now, the worst thing is, if you ever see my father, he's about this high, my father. He's got two sons, we both tower over like... I used to blame the Ngaitahu side for where the height comes from, but I look at Liana and I look at Leanne and realise, no, it's a bloody Taranaki thing as well. Whānau, please, welcome Leanne.
O tēnā tātou, ngā mihi māhana ki a koutou. On behalf of Te Kāhui o Taranaki, I'm pleased to be here tonight with you all. This kaupapa has been a few years in the making, so it's great to be able to get to the launch of Ka Uruora. It's an opportunity, this Ka Uruora is an opportunity to take our whānau on a journey. This kaupapa is all about our people, to achieve positive outcomes. Our collaboration with Te Atiawa, Te Kotaitanga o Te Atiawa, is a natural connection, which provides an avenue for us as iwi to give benefits to our uri alongside the traditional scholarships. As a nanny, I'm excited about the opportunity to be able to contribute to my mokopuna's accounts and alongside, hopefully, their parents' contribution. As Liana says, our strong collaboration with Te Atiawa is a great start, and we're with the hope that our iwi around the maunga will see the benefits that Ka Uruora can provide to their uri and join us on the exciting kaupapa to achieve positive outcomes for our future generations. Of course, when a few of us wakapapa to 8 iwi, there's always got to be a good scale in there as well. My kōrero tonight is only short. I just wanted to come up here and acknowledge everybody, acknowledge those that have worked hard to get us here tonight. The future is bright. The future is very bright, especially for our up-and-coming generations. And also to acknowledge too that there is an option for our Australian whānau to be involved as well, so that's always cool. In closing, I'd just like to say thank you all for taking the time to come here tonight. Me tō ngai harakeke e te iwi.
Look, whānau, I'll get that up here. No slight intended. Our next speaker is Hugh Stevens. He's the CEO of Smart Shares. He has previously worked overseas in France and in England and in the financial sector, and has come back here to New Zealand to carry on the mahi there. More importantly, he's a sailor. He's a long-distance runner. He told me he was actually a trail runner. I mentioned the word Lisa Tamati, and then he goes, okay, I'm more of a walker, okay. Let's not compare ourselves with her, with our cousins. So he was saying that, you know, with his two boys, he's managed to keep the weight off. He hasn't actually had to do any exercise because his boys keep the weight out of his wallet as a result. And this is a fellow that says he's going to come and teach us about saving, which, was it your boys that are taking the money on your behalf, was it Hugh? Well, anyhow, whānau, working for us now, Hugh Stevens, please welcome him.
I think I enjoy running in the bush because no one can see me running, and they don't know whether I am walking or running, so that's maybe the secret to it. Tēnā tātou katoa. To the leaders of Te Atiawa and Taranaki Iwi, ngā mihi. To all of you who are gathered here today, ngā mihi. My name, as Ward said, is Hugh Stevens, and I'm the Chief Executive of Smart Shares. Smart Shares is the manager of the Superlife scheme that is the foundation of the Uruora Savings Scheme. I'm absolutely delighted to be here today at the launch of Uruora and the launch of our long-term relationship with all of you. It's an absolute honour and privilege for Smart Shares and our owner, the NZX, to be part of your savings scheme. Smart Shares is a licensed fund manager, and what that means is that we're regulated, as Liana said, by the New Zealand's Financial Market Authority. They're a stern headmaster of our industry, and we take our responsibilities very seriously. Individuals, companies, and even actually now some countries have entrusted us to safeguard their savings. We are the kaitiaki of 70,000 New Zealanders' life savings, totalling over $3.5 billion. Smart Shares and Superlife are part of the NZX group. The NZX is the operator of New Zealand's stock market, and it's been a place when people have been investing for intergenerational wealth for the last 150 years. In fact, this year is our 150th anniversary, having started right down in Dunedin in the 19th century. At Smart Shares and Superlife, our history is in providing financial wellbeing solutions for New Zealanders. That means that we help them save for the expensive moments in life, such as education, buying a house, or retirement. It also means that we help to protect against things that might knock us off balance financially, such as ill health or death in the family. Financial wellbeing takes many forms. Here in Taranaki, Superlife already has some fantastic examples of the type of long-term relationships supporting financial wellbeing that we're hoping to build with you. We're fortunate to have a number of customers, including members who work at Methanex at the ports of Taranaki and at TSB Bank. And in fact, last month I was here in the region again, and I met one customer who had been a member of Superlife and its predecessors since 1984 when he started working on the Motunui project. And I questioned his memory and said, well, I'm sure that opened in 1986. And he said he was right here at the very start of the building project. So that effectively is 35 years of trust that he has put in our organisation. And essentially that's what we're here to do. We're here to be the trusted partner for your putea, for your savings, that all of you can have confidence in the Uruora Savings Scheme. It's a responsibility, as I said, that we take extremely seriously. And I'd encourage you to meet the rest of my team here tonight. We have, I think, around 10 of us across the room. I would like to acknowledge, I think Liana was spot on when she singled out Stephen Keaton for special thanks. He has, I suppose, followed this project all the way through learnt a lot, I'm sure, Stephen, and we've learnt a lot as well, and I'm sure we'll continue to keep learning. Today, I suppose with a history supporting employers providing well-being for their employees, it's really encouraging to see that new types of sponsors are stepping forward to provide financial well-being, and in this case, ka Uruora for your whānau. We welcome the leadership of Te Atiawa and Taranaki Iwi in providing this scheme, but also we look forward to expanding out to support further iwi group as well under your leadership. Together with ka Uruora, we've created a scheme that will allow whānau to confidently plan their spending and their saving to best provide for family and for the future. Over time, and it will take time, balances will grow to provide greater freedom and financial security. We have seen that in the region already with some of the employer plans that we run, and these impacts will have a long-term benefit for you and for your families. During the development of ka Uruora, we've seen how well Superlife's investment beliefs work with Te Ao Māori. Long-term thinking, providing for generations that will be around for much longer than we are, safeguarding the resources so that they'll be in the best shape for our tamariki and mokopuna. These are all things that we believe in, and I agree again with Leana that our values align very closely with your own. NZX's goal is to grow the economy of New Zealand and to share that as widely as possible so that we can provide security and prosperity for all of our whānau. I would like to thank the team that we've worked with across the various organisations involved in bringing ka Uruora to market. Certainly the people that we've been dealing with on a day-to-day basis with Hemi and Jim, it's been excellent working with you, thank you. To all of the team at Taranaki Iwi and also Te Atiawa, it's been a real pleasure working with you. This is just the start. We really want to make a success of this, so I encourage you to share the story as widely as possible. There's a very broad group of whānau out there. Leana mentioned that we've had to obtain some exemptions from some disclosure information. That's certainly true in the New Zealand context, but actually we've had to go wider even still. And Tim Bennett, our General Counsel, who's in the room today, has been kept extremely busy trying to do things differently and I suppose push this scheme as widely as we can, including getting an exemption to offer into Australia, where I understand you have a very broad whānau base as well. In fact, I may have heard up to around a third of potential members are in Australia. So this is available to your Australian whānau through a Trans-Tasman Mutual Recognition Scheme. That's a mouthful, but it does exist. Equally, just hold up the document that Leana was talking about. This has been a long time coming, but effectively it's what's called a product disclosure statement. This is the New Zealand government attempting to be short and snappy, and I think they made it to about, 20 pages. Hemi and the team decided that wasn't quite snappy enough, so they've gone 3 pages. Maybe we should put them in touch with the government and get them to be snappier. But no, seriously, one of the reasons the document is a bit longer, and please do have a look through it. It is a legal document, so it is a bit scary. But actually, one of the best features of this document is that we have worked together as a full team across the iwi and our own providers to translate this into Te Reo Māori. And one of the interesting things is that some of the words and phrases that we've managed to develop in the funds management industry didn't yet exist in the language, and we've had to generate new words and phrases. So it's a fantastic document, side by side in the 2 languages, so that all of us can learn new things about financial education and financial literacy. So thank you once again for the honour of allowing us to participate or contribute to your scheme. Today I've brought along a gift, and this taonga represents the start of our relationship, which we do see as a very long-term partnership into the future. It symbolises the kaitiakitanga that Superlife will provide in safeguarding your savings. We care about the financial well-being of your whānau, and we're proud to partner with you in looking after them. Thank you for the opportunity to work together and for the opportunity to be involved in this launch together today. So I'd just like to bring this over and present this to Alice Dorbar and Marie Naya as well. Kia ora, thank you.
Well, unlike the Black Power mongrel mob, I've been patched in overnight. Keith came up to me, he says, Ngāti Rāhiwiri, he says, get rid of that bloody jacket you're wearing, wear a proper one. I got the membership now, folks. I'm just dreading what the blood in bit's going to be. He reckons it's outside at the end of the night, but we'll see what goes on there. Hey, look, Hugh told an interesting story when I asked him about how financial wealth works. He says, well, it works like this, Ward. At 18 years of age, Rockefeller. And we all know Rockefeller, don't we? This is big oil barons from a couple of centuries ago back in the east coast of the USA. He says Rockefeller had no money. And he found an apple in the street, and he polished it up, made it look good, and then he managed to sell it for 50 cents. He took his 50 cents to a fellow in the street, took his 50 cents, went and bought another 2 apples, managed to sell those each for 50 cents. Now he's got $1, goes and buys 4 apples, and he says, within a year, by the age of 19 years, he inherited a lot of his money from his mother and got rich. No, I just kid you. He invested in Uruora and managed to make his money that way. Hānau, once again, a big hand for Hugh Stevens and the team. Thank you. We're at the working end of the night now, Hānau. This is where the rubber hits the end. And Jamie had laid down a call to action at the start of the night. And we're going to put some round numbers over that call to action. By the end of the night, we're looking to have 50 individuals or whānau signed up. And if you can beat that, even better. Now, by tomorrow, we're hoping to have that number out to you, but we want 50. And I've just realised that by being handed this jacket, I think I'm going to be required to be about the 3rd or 4th person to have to go and sign up. But there is a way that you can do that. Go to your phones, type in superlife.co.nz, ka Uruora, and that's how you can make your way. And otherwise, there's people around here that you can go and talk to and get yourself signed up for it. On that note, I'd like to invite Jamie Tuta back up.
Well, kia ora whānau. It's been a fantastic evening and really inspirational kōrero. And once again, I want to acknowledge Te Atiawa, Taranaki Iwi, for the courage, for the leadership in this particular space. And what I want to do now, as we launch Ka Uruora, which is my privilege, I'm going to invite Leanne and Liana to come forward. And we're going to have them sign the documentation to be our foundational members of our Ka Uruora launch. So I was just thinking, whānau, so we should probably have a bit of a pakipaki so whānau. It is my great privilege and pleasure to launch Ka Uruora Whānau Saver.
Tēnei tauhou tā māngai, o tēnei tau e tau māngai. Tā hauora tā hauara ki mau e kai e, te manuora o tēnei kaupapahau. He uruora, o tēnei te waka uruora ki te kaununui, ko tēnei te waka uruora te kaununui, ko tēnei te waka ora. Kia rangi nui he tēnei, ka uruora, te wāna kauruora, te hapu kauruora, te marae kauruora, te iwi kauruora, te waka hora. Ko tēnei hoki te waka uruora ki te kaununui, ko tēnei hoki te waka uruora ki te kaununui, ko tēnei te waka hora. Kia rangi nui e tēnei, tuia ia rangi, tuia ia papa, ka puta i tēnā tangata. E rongo he waka ia ki ngā tūturu iti waka nāo tia tīna.
Tīna.
Hangi e hui e.
Tai ki e.
Gee, you fellas can sing. Wind hasn't taken the sound away, has it? That's why you fellas can sing. You've got to get through the damn wind that was there this morning. I know we're going to conclude the formal part of our night tonight. But remember, we've got a target. We've got a target, and we're looking forward to seeing you fellas sign up. As I say, I've been roped into doing my bit now that the whakapapa has been established. So I'm never ever picking up a call ever again. I don't have to. I'm going to go to the Chatham Islands and get my ones to have to do it for me now. It'll be bloody great. I know. I just want to leave us with this last whakaaro as we look to get ourselves signed up as a very simple karakia to finish ourselves off before I invite Damon to do it formally, to conclude our night. And it goes, as we all know, kia hora te marino, kia whakapapa pauna mu te moana, kia tere te kāro I roi I mua I tō huarahi. May the peace be widespread, and may the sea glisten like greenstone, and may the shimmer of sunlight dance forever across your bow until we meet again. Kia ora.
E harau ia Damon. Hoi no, ko tā mai kia. Kia ora tātou. We mihi ana kia koutou I te whānau ko tā mai ki tō tātou piringa whare. Me te kaupapa a tāhua kei mo ia tātou. Mā te kotahi o te waihoi e ki ai tātou ki o ta hoi no, kia whakakapu ake te wahanga ki tēnei pō, tēnei e mihi ana kia koutou. I hia te rangi ia te mana, takapaua te ao puru tia te ao. Whakawānanga tia ngā kōrero ngā mai, kia mau ngā rongo, kia hohaurongo, kia rongo marairua, kia papatua nuku waho nei. He rongo e whakairi I ake ki runga kia tīna, hui e, kia ki e. Kia ora tātou.
Te korimako o Taranaki.